All right, everyone. Well, welcome back to Hoop to Holler with Dylan and Walrus, aka the B-Ball Study Hall. What's going on, my man? How you doing today?
I'm doing great, Wally. Really, what the world needs to know, the galaxy needs to know, is how are those joints healing from some Sunday pickup run with 20-year-olds where you're schooling
Yeah,
them
only
on the
one
court.
20-year-old.
Yeah, you're schooling them
Everyone
on the
else was a
court
teenager.
with your midi fadeaway, I'm sure, and you're also schooling them off the court with Kobe Bean knowledge. So how you feeling? How are the joints?
I'm walking. I'm still moving. I'm doing all right. But yeah,
Up, up, right. You're sitting right now, though.
the hammies are tight. The shoulders are aching. So I'll probably be good to go in another year. Um,
Quick side story. Best man in my wedding. He'll turn 50 in a couple years. He recently was runner up in the 3-on-3 intramural league that he's playing against college guys. He's on the faculty team at a university. But they introduced him. They did starting lineup introductions, and they introduced him as the old man 31, and they lost. So he still doesn't have his champion T-shirt. He's waiting for that. So I,
Shame.
I always say play as long as you can. But man, it gets harder and harder, doesn't it? The recovery anyway.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Uh,
you're the father of two, little ones as am I, and getting out's hard. And no, I love playing, man. And I ended up playing, harder than the two dudes I was playing with. I'm like, I can't be the old guy around here running around guys, like I made, good cut to the basket. I have the ball, so dribble drive, and
how was your
there's
defense? How did you play better defense than your gems?
Yeah, yeah, I suppose. I mean, look, I
Lateral
guess I'm in
quickness a little
I guess I'm
slow.
in that LeBron, in that
Yeah,
LeBron
you pick your
category,
spots.
but
You pick your spots, and
I don't
that's
have a
something.
million to spend on my body every year, and all the rest. No, I did all right. I held my own. I
All
held
right.
my own,
What is your go-to? What is the Walrus go-to? Like, what is the thing where if you get the ball, this is what you're gonna do. You need a bucket. What's Walrus doing?
hook shot.
Oh, for real? From the
Oh
post?
yeah.
Are you backing down and then pulling it?
Trying to go at 45-degree angle, and that's
Okay.
definitely something because we're going to want to talk some NBA Cup today. But
Yeah, we are.
in a future B-ball study hall, I
Okay.
would love to go on. I suppose we could call a rant on how the hook shot and really the sky hook has still to this day not been attempted to be utilized by players who absolutely could do it. Well, let's throw it
Imagine
out there.
Wemby. Imagine Wemby with a hook, dude.
You read
Yeah.
my mind
Why
exactly.
doesn't
So, but
Giannis
we'll
have a
save
hook
it for
game?
another
Why does
day.
I mean it's a difficult shot. You see the baby little flip, but yeah, I'm with you.
I mean,
My dad,
a fadeaway jumper is a difficult shot. It's just, I think people think and really, like, I want to save this for like an
okay, all
extended
right,
conversation,
all
but
right.
just
To
real
be,
quick,
to be continued.
it's a little bit of a goofy looking shot, and I don't think it looks
I think
great
it's
on
beautiful.
highlights. I think it's beautiful and it's unstoppable. I mean, it's just, anyways. What let's go ahead and table that because
Do
I
you,
have a
okay, the
lot to
last
say
thing
about
then.
that.
Last thing, do you use the glass or are you straight in? You use the glass on your hook.
Depends on where I'm at, but
Good
definitely I'll
answer.
be looking to use that glass on the 45. Yeah,
Okay.
but
All right. All right.
try have it
Okay.
nice and soft and give it a chance.
You passed the test. You passed the test as you
Yeah.
always do.
Oh,
All right.
absolutely. Well, I try. But
So tell me
NBA
about this
Cup,
NBA
man.
Cup. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, third year, and I think now with Amazon, running the show because they're all on the Prime
Prime. Yep.
broadcast. I'm looking
Yep.
forward to seeing, they've had the group stage games, but now they're
Yeah.
going to the quarters starting tonight and semis and finals. So I really think it's kind of picking up steam. Just perhaps before we get into the matchups real quick, what do you think just generally about the NBA Cup? It's
Yeah.
really kind of been growing on me. I like it.
I'm glad you did ask. Yeah, I think it's something for, us fans to jump into this time of the year. Does it There are a few things I would like to address. The first thing is there's been a lot of pushback on how it's consolidated schedule to make these matchups happen. And coaches specifically are complaining a lot about how many back-to-backs or 4 games and 7 night setups, and is there injury concerns? We've seen a lot of injuries. Is there something to be said about that? I think we're always kind of grabbing at straws for the true unknown. But from a fan perspective, like it's meaningful basketball in November and December. That's positive. This is usually like
Pre-Christmas.
correct. Yeah, you just hold your breath. I mean, you just kind of like you're kind of glazed over at this point in the season. Like, all right, wake me up after when Christmas hits, and we'll see what happens. But it gives us a reason to care. The second part I would say is like, does anything here actually translate to purposeful playoff basketball? And I think that's mixed answers. No, with the Lakers winning, your Lala Jim's winning it the first year, LeBron going after that title, and then I had to look this up, but it was the Bucks last year that won it. Correct? Am I right on
Correct.
that?
Yeah.
Okay. Giannis and LeBron. I think it's like a cool feather in the hat for the upper echelon players. Does it translate to actually purposeful basketball? My initial thing is like, well, no, neither of those teams did much in the playoffs. But I think the Thunder getting beat last year, I've heard some people have cited that, well, this is a chance for us to play tough games and kind of have to wake it up a little bit. It also doesn't reflect on your record, which is kind of a funky thing. And then other teams get,
The championship game doesn't. Everything else is regular season.
correct. Yeah, correct. Well, and but the other teams get like these days off, so they get a little more rest. So you've heard a lot of coaches like almost, I guess, in some ways happy they're not in the cup, and then other coaches, spinning that this is a good thing we're in the cup. It's meaningful basketball. I think anytime you play a game that matters, even if it's your pickup, with your 45 kissing hook shot, it's good basketball. You hope that there aren't any bad injuries in it. But I'm intrigued by the matchups. It's kind of interesting who does get there out of the pools. So overall, yes, it's positive. It's meaningful basketball. Are there some negative effects potentially? Does it really mean anything in the end? The one thing that's interesting, I think, is if you're the Thunder, you have an opportunity here to win the cup, set an all-time season winning games, and then potentially go after a back-to-back. So
just win them all.
Yeah, just win it all. So yeah, what do you think? What's your take?
I think it's only the third year, that they're doing it. So it's still a developing thing. I like it. I agree. I think it brings relevancy to the first portion of the NBA season, because even being a huge basketball fan as I am, kind of like checking in and out during October, November, December before Christmas, and then it really hits the ground running, on Christmas and thereafter. So I think it's given a lot more meaning to the beginning of the season. I think the players are enjoying it, and of course there is the incentive of the money.
Especially for your deep bench guys, it's kind of something the studs can do to pay it forward.
I think any additional competition is good. All these guys are just hyper competitive. So when you really have something at stake, and of course each and every game is, you have something at stake, but with that added incentive of the money, and also, this is a game like any other, right? And we could all go back to those days when we were little kids, trying to get that trophy. It's always a cool thing. We got 2 games.
There is something to be said, Wally, isn't there, that like we have to incentivize with money, these kind of, there is something, but I do think for, the two-way dudes or, deep bench dudes, it's kind of purposeful in that way. And I do like, those that already have, deep pockets, wanting to play. And the other thing, the Pacers were another team that I think benefited a lot in the past. That run they made last year, they cited some of those core cup games. So what do you got? Who's our first matchup?
So tonight we got the eastern half of the bracket. So the first game, and I'm doing the little disposable whiteboard for us here today.
I love it.
Okay. So we got Heat at Magic tonight. Now I got my pick, but I'm interested to hear what you think. What do you think's going down this game tonight?
Yeah, I think this is a toss-up, honestly. The Ware fit with Bam is kind of interesting, and there's been a lot of kick around on the Heat in this running, as they always get their hat in for Giannis, and if somebody kind of gets kicked out there. And then the big news for the Magic, of course, is Franz. I think he avoided a serious injury, it sounds like, but they're saying 4 to 6 weeks from his MRI was clean in terms of tears. But so on paper, I went into the season, I thought the Magic were going to be the East team that might compete with the Knicks in the upper echelon. That was the team that I kind of picked. And I guess, stubbornly, I kind of want to keep riding with that and so believe. But the Heat are doing something interesting, right? They've totally reshaped their offense. They now are playing with the highest pace. They're playing basically zero pick and roll basketball.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, it is. And I heard something that they're kind of like the numbers. They're almost falsifying the numbers, where it's showing that they're playing with this offensive kind of juggernaut offense. But the truth is, they're just getting a lot more reps at it. So I think both teams are kind of a little experimental. The jury's still out, and if Paolo is that guy or not, so maybe it
kind of regressed a little bit this year.
So far early, it shows that. And then at the same time, Desmond Bane looks really good. He's had a couple game winners, and he's starting to show out a little bit. Bringing over your favorite Clip player to bring some offense to Miami as well. Your favorite team, I should say, the Clips. That's been really good for the Heat too. If I'm to be totally honest, I don't really care. I don't think either of these teams are going to be the teams that get there ultimately. So it's a toss up for me. I guess I'll lean Magic just out of ego. How about you?
Well, for me, I wrote it down, so I mean it. I'm going with the road team.
All right, cool.
I'm going with the Heat.
this is what we got to do. Then 20 push-ups on each one. Our first disagreement.
Oh
So
yeah, oh, of course, with the short. So
okay.
yeah, yeah. With that,
then I
can
then
you
I
do
care
the
then I care
fun?
more now. So why the Heat? Why do you have
Probably
the Heat?
squeeze out 20. Well, I think first off, you brought up Norman Powell, right? You referred to him at least. Yeah,
Yep.
that dude is just, and it's
He's
continuation
having
from
he's having the
last year.
season of his career. Season of his career.
Guys, he's just a basketball player, man. He plays the right way, and he doesn't, complain. He just, yeah, I just love that dude's game. He's one of the most underrated players in the league.
Get your
And
bucket.
yeah, I just think, Bam also is having a little bit of a career year. I
I
just
like
think
him.
that team, even though Powell is new this year, they have, a good amount of continuity.
Yep.
Um, and
Longest tenured coach, I think, in the
there's
league.
that,
So,
of course. And you
yep.
talk about underrated, Eric
Yep.
Spoelstra. I mean,
And
I think he
and
was
he's
been that top
changed.
15.
Yep. And he's changed with this team, which is kind of cool too.
That's right. Yeah. So no, I just get the feeling that the Heat right now, they're playing better. They got, more health going for them. Powell and Bam, are both playing really well. Tyler Hero, can always just go off. So for me, I got the Heat tonight, but if Desmond Bane, puts on his cape, and goes
Yep.
for at least 30 or more, I could see the Magic doing it. But I just get the feeling that's going to be
So
the Heat tonight.
a couple other dudes for the Magic, just to throw some shout outs. De Silva, who's a rookie last year, I think he played at Colorado State or Colorado. He's a really intriguing player. I think he can slip into the Franz role. And then I've always liked Anthony Black. First
Good
watched him
player.
play, in the Maui Classic. That dude, if he can kind of get his jumper going, like in terms of transition, tall defensive guard, he's nice. So I'm looking forward to seeing those guys fill in for those Franz minutes if he's out.
Yeah. So the
So
next
we'll
one we
see.
got is Knicks at
Some
Raptors.
Raps. Yeah, Raptors host, interestingly.
Raptors host. That's right. Yeah,
Yep.
I've written these in the correct order.
You're doing it
The away and the home.
as
Okay.
Dr.
We're
Wall as
we're, we're
Dr. Waller
professional
should.
over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Professor Waller. Yeah.
What do you got? What you got going on this game? I have my pick. It's written down, so
Yeah.
I'm very committed to it.
First thing I want to start with, and this is I kind of get a little tangent, but like to me, these NBA Cup courts are ridiculous and silly.
Yeah, that's
And
something they got to work on. I mean, with the
'cause
Lakers,
I saw
they took the
yeah,
court off.
yeah, I saw the preview of I think it was OG getting shots up, and it said, OG's back in Toronto, as a former Raptor, playing now for the Knicks, and the court is just like on fire. But I did go to when we went to the Nuggets Spurs game as a Cup game. It definitely does look better in person, like if you're just in the crowd, then the TV picks it up. I think I've said to you before, I would say just do old school. I would say like do a 1950s, 60s court, actually paint in the key. This would look good with the hook shot as well, like the actual key, why it was called key. Still have the lane as it is, but I've seen these old school courts. There's one in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, the Pentagon, that has the key painted in, and it looks like classically awesome. But that sidebar, so the Raps hosting, this has got to be the Knicks. Like if the Knicks are a legit team, they got to take care of business. The Raptors, in a lot of ways, I don't know why or how they are here. They've had some good early season wins, but I think in their last 10, I was looking this up before. Toronto's 5-5 in their last 10 games, and I think they've lost 5 out of their last 6. So they're kind of sliding a little bit. I'll never, you saw him as a young Laker. I think that was some of his best basketball. I don't really believe in that dude. He was touted as the next KD. He does have touch. He can get you a bucket. Scotty Barnes is a great all-around player. He's having a career year. He probably will be their all-star if they hold, a decent record. But Grady Dick's kind of fallen off a little bit. I don't know what the Raptors are. I think, I think they're just like, they're kind of a hodgepodge of dudes with a lot of great fan support in Toronto, and a basketball mecca. But this is where another tangent. I don't think Masai was that great of a GM. I think he had a championship team and he slowly got rid of all these pieces. And what did he get back in return? Like BI? That's it. I don't see it. If the Knicks are a serious ball club and going to contend this year, they've got to win these kind of games and they've got to continue it and win. I think Cat's a game time decision, so that's interesting. But you've got Brunson, you've got OG, you've got all the role players. I'm still a little wishy-washy if Mike Brown is making them a better ball club at this point in time. Jury out. Obviously, Tibbs running dudes in the ground. I get why that move had to happen, but I haven't seen that. I watched a Celtics game that they lost when Jaylen Brown went off at the end, and the Knicks just looked kind of ho-hum to me as they constantly do. But Miles Bridges, maybe I'll highlight him. That dude still, Wally, has not missed a professional game. Like, this guy should be studied. there is something with him that could be studied to find out why the injuries do or don't
It's a
happen. And
real point.
maybe he's just an enigma, but I'm always going to get behind a guy that like laces up every single game and produces. You know, some of it's luck, but with that. So long story, I got the Knicks. What do you got?
Yeah, and messed up a little bit on the writing, but yes, I am going with
Your
the
correction.
Knicks. Yeah,
We'll give you a C
The
plus. You're
K
still
is not so
passing.
special on that one. But yeah, no, I got New York as well, and you know, some similar themes, continuity.
Yeah.
You know, that's the team that, you know, if they stay healthy, should be coming out of the East, I think, to be in the NBA finals as opposed to the Cup finals. Yeah, I mean Brunson, you know, that yeah, I think he's one of the best leaders in basketball,
Yep.
clutch player. OG, yeah, is you know, when that dude's on, he is a force. And yeah, Bridges, I mean, what a, you know, what a great, you know, two-way player and always being available. And I agree with you when it comes to Toronto. Yeah, a little hodgepodge. I think I agree
Yeah.
with that way of saying it. RJ Barrett, you know, is a
Yeah.
disappointment because he's a guy, you know, they had him coming off the bench when they had the Lakers in town the other day. Um yeah, I'm with you. They had that great start to the season, but it's hard to sustain that if you don't really have something, you know, substantial
Yeah.
behind it. So yeah, I think the Knicks. So yeah, I got the road teams tonight. I got the road
Yeah.
teams tonight. I do.
You
And the
you have
first
Knicks
one
coming out
actually
on top.
should be on as far as I know right now. You got
Yeah.
more capability there at the domicile.
They're starting up. I will
I'm
give you
at the
these
work over here.
differentials. I think these are kind of interesting stats. So in the East right now, so Detroit still leads. They've lost a couple recently, but they have a plus five and a half point differential, which is fine. But the Knicks in second place, they have a plus 8.5 differential. So the Knicks are showing that, you know, amongst the East in this kind of small sample, they are the team. Toronto's plus 2. Orlando and Miami are both plus 4. So you know, to me, I mean, for whatever that's worth, I think when you just look at like the sample size that we have so far, yeah, the Knicks should be this team. The question still comes down to like, can you ultimately win with two negative defenders, Cat and Brunson? And the argument always is like, can you actually win in this league with an undersized guard as your best player? You know, and that's been rare.
Sure.
Isaiah is kind of the only guy that you can cite. AI getting to the finals against your Gems and stepping over Ty Lue, but you know, gentleman's sweep was that series. They won the first one, I think, and then maybe lost the next four. I
Correct.
think that's what it was.
Correct. Yeah, he
So
dropped 48 in game one. It was the
yeah,
only game that the Los Angeles Lakers lost in the 2001
there
playoffs.
you
Was
go.
that
Yeah, that's
first
right.
game of the
That's right.
finals?
That's right.
Yeah.
They were perfect getting there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, the Knicks. This all still is the domino of Yanni. You know, like
Yeah.
where does the freak end up? Like the only team that's supposedly come out of his lips that he'd have interest is with the Knicks. So if they somehow make this trade and you know move Cat and bring Giannis in, then we're talking
I
about a
think
serious
that's the
contender.
place for him.
Yeah.
Right. So
Go ahead.
tomorrow we oh, I'm so sorry. What were you gonna say?
No, that it was kind of the final thought is like what the East I think still is so unsettled until that domino falls. But right now, the Knicks on paper should be the team. Uh, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Toronto beats them tonight and gets to the cup. You know, who knows? Like
Sure.
you know, any given night if they get
That's why they
hot.
play the games, you
Why they
know?
play the games. Yep.
So tomorrow they got the West teams. I mean,
More
you know,
exciting. Much more exciting there, Paulie.
we can talk about this, but I
Yeah.
don't really think this is a
I would like to
question.
talk. I would like to talk
I'm
about it
just gonna
more.
go ahead and get ahead of it and say that's most
Yeah.
likely what's gonna happen. But
Yeah.
yeah, we
Give
could
me
take a
your
minute to talk about it. They're worth a minute. I mean, come on, like this is it's this Thunder team is it's just silly. It's silly how good they are. And of course, it starts with the man, the myth, the legend, certainly growing. And Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA, man, he's that quiet assassin. You know, dude's a walking 30, you know, 5 and 6, I think are his averages right now. And he's getting that largely in the first 3 quarters. Chet
yeah.
Holmgren, you
Playing half
know,
of
is just a freak.
Chet's an
Jalen
all-star.
Williams.
Chet's an
Yeah.
all-star this year. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And
And
maybe defensive player of the year as well.
possibly, right?
I mean,
Certainly
I think
capable.
he's leading that because Wemby won't have the games in. Yes.
Right. It's just, but for me though, you know, this is a team game, and the team chemistry that organization has, and it's not just on the court. It's clearly, you know, through the front office and all that. It it's just that is such a formidable thing to
They're on the
go up
same page.
against because you can have a really great team. I'll jump back on to my Lakers. 2004, people go on and on. Oh, the Pistons, they would have absolutely won. I'm sorry, man. If the Lakers particularly won Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant, may his memory be a blessing. If they were on the same page, that at the
Mhm.
very least goes another game or two. And if those two were playing together on the same page, I think the Lakers win that, as
Yeah.
opposed to what this Thunder team is doing. Those dudes are always on the same page. The post game with the sideline reporter, particularly the local guy when they're throwing the
Yep.
towels on,
Love
it's
it.
just awesome, man. So like the basketball and the humanity, if you will,
Yeah.
perfectly synergized.
Yeah. It's a
So I
nice.
think they definitely are winning that game tomorrow.
It's a nice counter when you think back to Shaq, Kobe, and like their greatness that could have been, and then in some ways not being able to get out of their own way with
And they
ego and
both they both ultimately accepted that, which was
yeah,
really nice,
they both blamed each other and then accepted it. And
Yeah.
really it was. I mean, if we want to call a spade, we can drill this down. Kobe had an
This
elite,
is a whole
crazy
another conversation,
work
just like
ethic.
the hook
Yeah,
shots won this. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But no,
yeah.
trust me. I could go
I
on
would
and
say
on. I lived through it.
I would say this. I call this game, and I'm actually really intrigued by this game. This is the game of effort and hustle. That's what the Suns are doing. So
Yep.
watching them play the Timberwolves last night, like they beat the Timberwolves 2 games this season with games that came down to the wire simply because they just made plays at the end. And this Colin Gillespie dude, he's the real deal. And Dylan Brooks,
Yes.
wherever he goes, whatever bear he pokes, they do win. Like he is the
So
grade
annoying.
A Jack that you would hate to play
Mm.
against and you'd love to have on your team, and he's not afraid. Like,
I
and
don't
I
know if
mentioned,
I'd love to have him on my team, honestly. He just drives
I
me
think
crazy. He's a great player. Great
he
player.
is a good player.
You
Yeah, I mean, he's going to do
Yeah.
some things. He's Draymond. He's Dennis Rodman. He's going to do some things that you shake your head
Yeah.
at. But when you are in the foxhole, you want a guy that is no nonsense business,
Sure.
and I mean, you do. I think that is a guy that is an NBA player you want, and I also think it helps with Book. Book being a bucket getter, an incredible number one, but and he's competitive too. He can talk it, but like I think it just gives you more power and belief, and there's energy in that. And so what you see so far with the Suns team is they just play their backyards off. There's complete effort at every position and possession. Can they match the Thunder? No, because the Thunder are more talented at every position. However, I like this matchup to see like what do two teams that really get after it? What is it going to look like?
I
And
think
if
it's going to be a game. Oh, I agree. I
yeah,
don't think it's going to be some kind of blowout, but
I think the Suns are it's a loaded West, but they're the seventh best team in the West, and I think that's deserved. And if they get on the same page, like isn't this interesting? Addition by subtraction. Move Beal out, move KD out, and now this team seems to be galvanized, playing together, good chemistry, and they're winning with Booker off the court. And
hey
your
man, when
guy,
they beat my Lakers the other night, you were kind of
yeah,
poo-pooing it a little bit in
yep,
terms of
yep,
that Suns team. I was telling them
yep.
that's a good team. That's a
You're
good
right.
team,
But your Lakers should
and
not lose to that team. If you're serious, you shouldn't lose to that team. But yes, this is the crazy thing about NBA is like at this level, should effort and energy matter that much to winning? And it does. Like it does.
absolutely.
But it should not. Like they should be playing hard. Like that should be an entry level thing, right? But it's the same at
You
this
would
level
you
as any
would
level.
think it's a prerequisite, but
But
it's
it's not.
not. It's just
You're right.
not. Like
Right.
there are teams that just don't show up sometimes.
Right. But
But yeah,
no,
I think we're both agreed on that. All right. And I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
you could say number standpoint differential. OKC is plus 16. Wally, the only game that they lost, they were up 20 on the Blazers. The Blazers got on a heater and won this at the buzzer. I mean,
Another
we're
scrappy
talking about
team
teams.
like Phoenix.
Yeah, they're 10-0. They're on a 15-game win streak. The OKC Thunder could be 24-0 and pushing to that 33-0. Like this is an all-time season right now. Like, will it continue? Signs point to
No
yes, but
doubt.
we are witnessing what could be argued as like one of the greatest, if not the greatest, in its era against other opponents, best team. So they got a plus 16 differential. The Suns have a plus 2.5 differential. Power to the Suns for being a winning team, and they're 6-4 in their
Yeah.
last 10. But yeah, we
Oh
you
yeah.
are right. The Thunder should win. I hope we get a good game.
I agree. I hope they're all good games. And
Yeah,
then when it comes to hoping good games,
this is the best one. This is the best one.
yeah,
Yeah,
I tend to agree. So I don't think it's probably a mystery which way I'm gonna go on this, but I will let you start. Okay, I will let you
Well,
start on that.
it's all unknown Wemby. The latest is that he may play. Like, and what can you really expect for how many games has he missed now? Has it been 8 games, 10 games? I mean, it's been quite a
Been a
bit.
few.
Castle just came in the fold. But in the meantime, Dylan Harper is turning into a dude, and De'Aaron
Oh, he's
Fox
a
is
real player.
a dude, and Julian Champagne's a dude, and Vassell's a dude, and now you've got other guys that are coming off the bench that are actually playing the role. Jeremy Sohan doesn't have to be a point guard anymore. He can come in and be kind of a bruiser and give you 14 tough playing minutes. So this team is rounding shape and form. If Wemby plays, this is going to be cinema. We've got great players on the court.
He's supposed to be playing.
Okay, I hope
As
that's
far
the
as I
case.
know.
I just think it's also interesting though. Like, what was this injury so much that you held him out, and now you're going to bring him back for this kind of game? I almost question,
I
but
agree with
like
that.
power to if he wants to play, like he wants to play an important game. Awesome. Yeah, on paper, the Lakers, if Wemby doesn't play, the Lakers, their offense should outshine the Spurs, and that's why I'm going to take the Spurs. The Spurs are going to win this game, whether Wemby plays or not. Walrus, the Spurs are going to win this game. They
I'm
they defend.
shocked. Oh, wait a
They
second.
they defend.
This
They
guy,
defend. Yeah, they
this
they
guy
defend.
going against the Lakers?
I know,
What?
right?
That doesn't make
Well,
sense.
I recently got pegged as a Laker fan. You saw that. Couple
Well,
things I'll
that
give you.
person needs to get drug tested.
The Spurs are 7-3 in their last 10. They've got a 4.5 positive differential. Your Lakers are 8-2 in their last 10, but they've only got a 2.5 point differential. Here's the deal about your Lakers. They are winning close games. And I give them credit for that because they have closers, right? You have 3 dudes that can get you a bucket. The question is, does that sustain throughout the season and into the playoffs, or is this kind of fool's gold early? So I think the Spurs get this one, but again, hope for a good game, and I hope Wemby's on the court. Even if he's not, the Spurs have learned to win with this style of basketball. So what
True.
do you got? Why the Lakers?
So, well, yes, just to make it very clear who I think is going to win the game, but I think it's going to be a good game, a close game. I mean, look, first off, the Lakers did beat this Spurs team earlier this season with a healthy Wemby. It's going to be interesting to see how he is coming off this injury. Um, Look, I talk about it all the time with my friends, with the folks who do the stuff out here. The Lakers, it's all about how they play. If they play good, smart, offensive basketball, if people are moving around, if the ball's moving, if they're not just trying to jack up stupid three after stupid three, if they're playing below the arc where they have been for the most of the season, if not still the best team in 2 point range, if you will, one of the best, if not the best, definitely right up there in terms of getting to the free throw line. It's a strategy. And if they could stick to that strategy, I think they can hang with any team that is not the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's the team right now that doesn't matter who you are in this league. Until it happens, you can't say it's going to happen. But beyond them, I think the Lakers can hang, man, and they have been playing pretty well of late. Luka coming back from having his second kid, and congratulations to him, and his partner. Coming back to drop a 30-point triple double on the road.
He will always score. That guy could score from the labor and
Yeah,
delivery.
it's his passing. Like that's the
He hit you
key.
30 with this hand and delivering
Yeah,
the baby.
for
Like,
sure.
yeah.
And especially, he can hit his deep threes, man. But it takes a little bit for him to really get up, the points from out there. He can do it, 4 of 12, 5 of 11. That dude, man, if he takes it down to the paint, he's got that nice little, it's not even a step back. It's like a lean back, midi, and he needs to get a little better at the free throw line. But yeah, I think the Lakers got this one. I'd be surprised if it's, by more than 10 points. I think it'll be competitive. I could see it being something within 5 points. But yeah, I just think the Lakers right now, they're kind of firing a bit on all cylinders. And LeBron having the performance that he did in Toronto is very encouraging. Very encouraging for those of us who fly those colors, my friend. Okay. So we'll see, though. We'll see. Now, real quick here, just so you understand, I'm flipping up here because my phone is going to be run out of the power here in a moment. Let's quickly. So first off, let's keep track here. All right. So you said you go Magic Knicks, right, on the East half. And Thunder Spurs on the West half, right? So between the Magic and the Knicks, I think you already essentially said this, the
It should be
Knicks,
Knicks. It should be.
right?
It should be. Yep.
And then Thunder, right? over the Spurs, and I say, yeah, the Thunder are gonna beat
You know
the
what?
Lakers if that's the
You know
matchup.
what, Wally? I'm gonna take the Spurs. I'm gonna take the Spurs over the
Is
Knicks.
that right?
I am. Yep.
Brave man.
Yeah. Yep. I
Okay.
mean,
All
we'll
right.
see. We'll
Okay.
see. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So you got Knicks Spurs. All right. I got Knicks
This is the
Thunder.
launching
So
party for the Wemby Spurs. This is it.
hey, I know you love some Wemby. Me too, man. The guy's amazing. It's amazing. You know, it's special to be able to watch a guy like that. All right. So quickly here before we jump off of here. So between Knicks Spurs, who you got? If that is the championship game,
Spurs. They win it all.
Spurs.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
And then I got the Thunder over the next. I'm just hoping it's going to be good. You know, that's really ultimately what it's all about, is seeing good basketball. Of course, I love my Lakers. I want them to win each and every time.
You have
But
you do have Smart coming back, I think, and
oh, is that
Ayton,
right?
yeah, and Aiden's the other weird piece.
Well,
You
I
know,
feel
like,
even better about them than against
yeah,
the Spurs.
we got into it a little bit on, you know, whether Aiden's humility is a positive or if
Yeah.
he's on a different planet of EQ. You know, we will see. Like
I think it's positive.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think the guy, you look, just try to put yourself in his shoes real quick, okay?
Yeah.
You're in a situation where there's just no winning happening. Ironically, though, right? The Blazers are looking, you know, better this year, right? So it just goes to show addition by subtraction.
Yeah.
You know, but I think the guy found himself, you know, first of all, you're playing for the Los Angeles Lakers, one of the most marquee sports franchises on the face of the earth. You're playing with, you know, most people would say top two player all time.
You
What's
love
that?
saying that. You love
Do I
saying
love saying that? It's a fact of life, man. Come
It
on.
is a fact, but you love it. It just rolls off the tongue so nicely.
I mean, come on, you know. I
You're
mean,
not- you're telling no lies.
we've had our lulls.
You're telling no lies, but you're enjoying every second of it.
Of
And
course,
yes,
I enjoy it, man. It's enjoyable
he's
over
got-
here.
He's got two dudes who are, you know, as big as basketball with Luka and LeBron, and then this AR guy who is also going to be an all-star, Wally.
Who also just comes off as such a great teammate too. Like that's really why I'm feeling good about the Lakers this year.
Well,
really good team vibe.
LeBron said,
not the Thunder, but good team vibe.
Yeah. LeBron said on the last Mind the Game, all that AR does is play basketball and golf, and that's it. Right. He plays golf, get his mind off basketball
for sure.
Yeah, yeah, and that's you know, singular focus. But yeah, I think those two others will be kind of interesting for you. But you also watch the Suns, watch their rescinded big,
sure.
And then watch Dalton connecting to the pine, and tell me you don't have a little should we have? It wouldn't be a bad
I'm not going to go back on that. We could, because my phone is going to cut us short here. we will go back to that because that's an interesting topic. Anyways, before it cuts out, always great talking with you, my man. I love doing this. B-ball study hall. Do the
ice those joints. Find a hot tub.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. All right.
Take care.
Take care.
Next time.
Peace.